I'm especially proud of the 6 extraordinary men we've assembled this year, particularly because they come from mysterious faraway lands. 2 are from Canada, 1 is from Scotland, 1 is from Britain, 1 is from Long Island, and another one is from an exotic place called Chuck. Please show them you love them long time when I introduce them to you. First up, he was a model. He starred in EastEnders. Then he got a pretty sweet gig on True Blood, and now he's set to play a dead, morally corrupt sheriff who comes back to life in the body of a rich bioengineer, only on TV, ladies and gentlemen. The star of Fox's new drama, The Frankenstein Code, Rob Kaczynski. All right, many folks, including our own magazine, actually thought this Canadian-born actor was English. What are you doing, Rob? Oh, Rob, you're a little corner here. Okay.
This one. It even had my name and I didn't figure it out.
All right. Many folks thought this Canadian actor was actually English because he pulls off this superior accent as Felix Dawkins on Orphan Black. At 25, he's the youngest member of our panel, but no less brave and no less warriorish, Jordan Gavaris.
Wait,
I love you too. Hello. Did I find the right seat? Oh, thank God.
All right, this guy has a resume custom made for Comic-Con. He starred in Dark Angel, Lost, X-Men Origins, The Mortal Instruments, Real Steel, and now he plays the exterminator Vasily Fett in the FX drama The Strain. Say hi to Kevin Durand. All right, he studied his art at the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama, and he was once nominated for a Laurence Olivier Award for Most Promising Performer in 2003. But we just love him because he looks damn hot in a kilt. Sam Heughan from Outlander. All right, here's... Okay, this actor coming up, he strikes me as that dude in high school. He wasn't the quarterback. He wasn't the ASB president, but not because he couldn't do it, just because he didn't need to do it, because he was so damn cool. People were automatically drawn to his magnetic personality and his incredible good looks. He's the star of Heroes Reborn, Zachary Levi.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Hall H, I'm in you. Even the back row.
Finally, a truly great actor who also happens to star on a truly great show. He plays Abraham Ford, the incomparable Michael Cudlitz.
Woo! Woo!
This is for my wife.
Two redheads get it on.
I gotta ask you first, did you all know each other? How do you, is this not the first time you've all met, correct?
We're meeting for the first time, but I knew Kevin and Jordan and Rob and Michael. Because, you know, we play poker and stuff together. I don't know.
It feels like we're getting the old team back together.
Exactly. It does, yeah.
You should have an outfit.
I feel a sitcom.
It feels a little bit like, you know, when a boy band gets back together 20 years after they probably should have retired.
I'm that boy band member who's very obviously about a foot shorter than everybody else and looks so
Don't worry, we'll take care of you.
dance routines.
Now, I apologize. I realize this is a very chick question. But when you were packing for Comic-Con, did you take a moment to think, God, what do I wear? I'm worried about looking too much like a hipster, but I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. And I don't want to look too stiff, but I don't look like a slob. Does this go through your mind?
Who are you aiming this at?
No.
I don't know.
All right, it's a chick question.
Luckily, my wife dresses me. Yeah. So all the wives out there, thank you for taking care of us and showing what direction we should walk in and what we should say. Exactly. And how to comb our hair and tell us to brush our teeth at night. Thank you. I love you.
I dress myself and I love Mass Effect, so N7. Thank you.
I just tried to not look 12. That was my aim. And thank you, Entertainment Weekly, for putting me on the panel with the would-be Hollywood linebackers. Really helped.
I seriously think we've got to see.
Oh, man.
would like to see some arm curls with you later. That'd be cool. All right, in case some of the fine folks in the audience were unable to catch any of your shows, please update me on the most badass thing you did at work in the last year. I'm going to start with you.
I can't tell you the most badass thing because we just did it about a week ago. Yeah.
Why not? There's only a few of us.
You won't tell anyone, right?
They won't tell anyone.
But last year, we had a scene at the construction site where I went, as the fans have called it, Abe shit on about 17 or 18 walkers. So.
Zach.
Top that, man.
I mean, I don't know what I'm even allowed to talk about without a sniper's like red dot on my forehead right now. I killed some people that may or may not deserve it. I don't know, but it was. I mean, it felt pretty badass at the time. Let's just say I unloaded an entire clip of like 16 rounds in one scene, and nice.
Very
That was pretty fun. That was pretty kick-ass.
That's impressive. We don't even have guns, but yeah. We're building up to ours. If we're keeping this like, warriors and stuff and beating people up. And I beat up a few people, but at the end of the season, which we haven't filmed yet, there's the biggest battle that happened pretty much in Scotland at the time. And it's sort of, it is the end of Scottish history or the Highland culture. So we're yet to film that. And I think I get to kill a few people. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you just keep talking for a while?
It really is beautiful.
I'm just saying.
I'm in love here as well.
All right, sorry.
He would have kept talking. Now you stumped him.
Yeah,
He got all
but you can
sensitive.
talk too. That's good. It's the accents.
Yeah.
All right,
What is
Mr.
your
Durand.
accent?
It's fucking New Jersey. Sorry, I'm not supposed to curse. Apparently,
One
there's.
strike.
Please be advised that the members of the audience may be under 18 years of age, which means I'm not supposed to curse. I actually think it means I just can't draft you yet.
All right, Mr. Durand, what was your kick-ass moment this year?
There was a lot of kick-ass moments. I think the most kick-ass thing about my character on The Strain is that when he has tons of automatic weapons available to him and bombs and grenades, he chooses to kill all those damn vampires with his bare hands, with my rebar. And I think that, when I watch this character, I'm like, I wish I could grow up and be like that guy, and because I would be running away from those damn vampires. But yeah, it's the rebar killing.
What do you think, Jordan? Do you think you can live up to that?
what
you served
the-
a lot of tea this season, it seems like. And that was...
I gave someone a makeover.
But it was a badass makeover.
Actually, though, hang on. I strapped on a very fancy coat, and I kicked in a door.
Oh, yay!
Nice.
Thank you, guys. I
That's
really
why he's
appreciate
fancy.
that. This feels like high school all over again. Well, what? Why? Who did you kill? Thank you.
A lot of people, to be fair, mostly the Alliance. I killed so many. I did one very cool thing. I'm not actually allowed to talk about that. Hold on. No, I did get to wield the Doom Hammer, which is I play a very, very badass character in Warcraft, which is coming out. And he has a very, very mythical, mystical, very famous weapon called the Doom Hammer, which is it's like a hammer that makes doom. And I got to seriously kill some serious people with that thing. That was fun. In motion capture form as well, so it wasn't even real.
So wait, just to recap, we have
Murderers
rifles.
abound.
You killed
Murder,
16
murder,
people.
murder, makeover.
Jacket. Fancy pants.
But he murdered those smoky eyes, guys. He murdered them.
He killed that suit.
He's on our team. We one of us.
Just one of
15-year-old me is just dying right now.
Hold on, we got a guy who kills zombies. We got a guy who fights superheroes. I'm assuming you're not allowed to say.
we can't talk about the terminology, really.
Okay. And we got a guy who kills other English people.
Right?
Yeah. We got a guy who kills vampires.
Yep.
We got a guy who kills. Not allowed to say. And
a man who slays at daytime. Oh, hell.
All right, now,
Not hell.
I know it takes a lot of dedication and hard work to become a warrior, But nobody exits their mama's womb looking and acting like Mel Gibson from Braveheart. So I want you to travel back to your complicated youth. If you had to write your own diary of a wimpy kid, what would have been your first entry? I'm gonna start with you. Well, I almost started with you, Jordan. That was really bad.
That's okay.
That was so bad of me. I'm gonna go with Kevin.
You can win this round.
I know, he could not.
It's not a competition. What the hell?
You could win this round. You want to start with me?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the big, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was in junior kindergarten, and I was about 6'3". And all the other children thought that I was the Incredible Hulk. And they all would pile on me and be like, oh, he's gonna explode up at some point. He's gonna explode us up. We're all gonna go flying. And the teachers all removed all the other kids, and I was on the bottom crying. and then I beat everyone up in that school after that. No. Yeah, so becoming a warrior, especially becoming a hero, because for my career, I've played a lot of horrible, horrible men. This year, I'm finally playing hero warriors. So thank you, industry, for letting me save the day as opposed to eat a lot of children.
Rob, what kind of kid were you, Rob?
Ugly one, mainly, I think. But no, I really thought, I've been thinking about this, as you said, I've been thinking about this a lot, trying to think about when in my life I was not a brave warrior. And all I keep thinking about is, I mean, even up until last week, I watch any movie, or even like an ASPCA ad with, like, you know, Sarah McLachlan, and I'm weeping like a child.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Lion King like 30 times. And, like, long live the king. No! I'm like, I ugly cried at Green Mile. I mean, snot bubbles. I'm like this close to the TV, just like.
But that's part of it. That's part of I cried during Futurama. I watched Futurama the other day, and I cried. I think that's part of being the warrior.
What?
Yeah.
Empathy.
Is
The
it?
heart of the warrior.
The heart of the
Is that
warrior.
something? Is that a thing? I don't know.
I mean, I hope it is, because then I'm like right there with you.
That's why my dad eats turkey hearts at Thanksgiving. He's trying to absorb the power of the turkey. It all makes sense.
What?
Is that working?
What the hell?
That's why my father eats
That's
the hearts of newborn children.
It's a thing, though. Turkey hearts are not. Isn't that a thing? He's
I don't
Greek.
know where I
don't
come
know.
from.
He's Mediterranean. They do a lot of very bizarre things on holidays.
All right, Jordan, you talk about when you were a kid.
I was
Inspire
such a
us.
troublemaker, but not because I was mischievous or because I wanted to get in trouble. I was constantly fighting for the underdog. I was the underdog.
That's a real hero.
No, I was.
Yeah.
I was not the underdog. I was just a quiet kid. I was not a. I was the thinking. I've played a lot of thinking heroes, thinking warriors, people who use, I don't know, their intellect to try and outwit the enemy. Please, God, let that be a thing too. Oh my God.
Sam, what about you?
Wow. This is like the first warrior that I've played, I guess. But I don't know, going back to childhood, I remember there was a girl in my class I fancied, and we had this game called Kiss, Cuddle, or Torture. It's a very popular Scottish game. And
Whoa. What are the rules of that
well,
game?
you
Let's talk
basically
about
have
that.
to.
I don't think you want to ask, really.
Yeah, if you get caught, you get a choice. And
I'm going right to torture.
Who's gonna go for torture?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, Scotland's a great place to grow up. Send your kids there. And yeah, the girl I fancied for many years, she was chasing me, and I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna let her catch me at some point. I'm gonna let her catch me. And I was looking behind me, watching her chase me, and I ran right into a wall and knocked myself out, and woke up with a big scar on my knee. And yeah, she never chased me again.
Oh,
So
this is sad.
it was pretty heroic.
There was no kiss, cuddle,
There was
or
no
torture.
kiss,
Only
cuddle,
torture,
or torture.
I guess.
Yeah. So I guess the moral is, don't play those kind of games.
Any of you
You'll
want
turn
to
out like
chase
me.
him now?
Zachary, take us back. Take us back to the Levi youth.
Are you sure you want to go there?
Oh, I want to go there.
I don't know. I was a spaz. I was an absolute spaz. So a lot has changed. I played a ton of video games and read comic books and would like literally run outside and pretend to be Gambit when all of my other friends wanted to be Wolverine, and I was like counterculture, charge card, boa. Thank you. I just liked entertaining people. I was a little spazzy actor kid. I did theater since I was yay big, and then when I realized that wow, that can, and I was teased incessantly. Like I thought the cool thing to do in class would come up with like sketches and like spoof, I would like spoof songs like Weird Al would, but not nearly as good and didn't have cool videos to back it up. And my teachers like in 6th grade thought, oh, he's creative. Let's let him do that in front of all the cool kids in my class. And so I would be like, watch this, guys. And I had no friends. So, but they encouraged my creativity. And then that kind of led to, I don't know, growing up and realizing that you got to own who you are. And then I found out that you can actually be a spaz and get paid for it. So thank you for having me.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, mister?
Growing up, I was tiny. I wrestled for 2 years. I wrestled 98-pound weight class. I sung soprano in the choir, not tenor, but can we just stop for a moment and admire how red my hair is?
So red. It is bloody red. Look
In
at
fuego.
that.
It's redder on what I'm looking at than what you guys
It
are
is
looking at.
bright red.
That's not that bad. Soprano in the choir, not tenor, full-on soprano. And I was in the band, and I played trombone because we all know that when you get out of school and you go to events, you can just pull out the trombone. And
I played trombone as well.
what the hell? Yeah, like the possibly the most useless instrument unless you're going for a career in trombone.
And you get bullied when you're walking home. With it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You big old, you don't show up at a party sometimes at a Christmas party and someone happens to have a trombone laying around. It's ridiculous. And drama, and I just, I don't know. I guess the only thing that could be sort of transferable or correlates with growing up is I'd always had a very strong sense of what was right and wrong. Whichever you choose is up to you, as long as you know what it is that you're choosing. And as a kid, I always knew what right and wrong was, and I tended to lean to the right or the correctness. But I was a little, in my day, it was a puss. Call it what you will. All right, that's it.
Okay. Let's move on. All right, at EW, we have a feature called Watch This, Sorry About That. So we already know what to watch of yours right now, the great work that you do now. So now I want you to think that early role that you'd really rather forget, that you really want to apologize to us all about. Oh. Just want to use this time to say, I'm really
Should we
sorry.
ask the audience what we should be apologizing to them for?
Completely agree.
I'm going to start with you.
Oh, you're going to start with me because I'm the loudmouth.
Yeah.
I would say, oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think everything you do, hopefully you pull fond memories from. And I don't want to throw anything under the bus because that's what I feel like we're all being asked to do right now. But I would say some of the more embarrassing moments that I've had in something I've done. I did this movie called Wieners. And I don't know that needs a lot of explanation, but I'm going to explain anyway because maybe it does need some explanation. It was me and Fran Kranz and Kenan Thompson, and we were on this like, has anybody actually seen Wieners?
I'm
Five,
Googling it right now.
5 people, I rest my case.
How'd you spell wieners?
I've seen wieners.
The movie, Michael. The movie, Michael.
Can you repeat the question?
It was a buddy comedy road trip movie. Kenan Thompson played a guy who he applied to the Oscar Mayer Wiener Company to drive one of their Wienermobiles for like 10 years.
Oh my God, I've seen this movie.
And they kept denying him.
I remember this movie. What year did you do that in?
Thank you. The guy who's all about Warcraft also likes wieners. Did you see my Hammer of Doom, sir?
What year was that?
What year was it?
Is this you in wieners?
That is me.
Oh, you just Googled a picture.
So this was...
Anyone can see that.
Wait, what's that around his head?
That was the embarrassing stuff. So my character, and what we had run out of money, so I had to enter into this hot body contest, and I had to grease myself up and like compete against these other guys, like male stripper kind of guys. And my producers, came to me. Are you showing them? Can they see
Yeah,
Wait, can you
I've
see
never
it?
seen
Can we
anything
focus?
like
Just get a little...
Can
Can
anyone
the camera
zoom
get
in on
up to
that?
his
Where's the
phone? We
camera?
must see this. Genius. Oh, look at that.
Could you do the pose again? Yeah, there it is.
Your smile
So
accompanying
I had
that
to wax.
photo
I
is
had
just
to.
what's...
I had to grease my whole body. My producers basically came to me and said, "So listen, for this scene, we're gonna need you to wax your whole body." And I'm not a not hairy guy, and so it took 4.5 hours to wax my whole body, and it was the most painful thing I've ever been through, and it gave me I commiserate with the ladies out there who might do anything, but even like I was like, this is death. This is death. I don't ever want to do this ever again, ever. So that's so there you go.
So no wieners too then?
No wieners too.
No way.
Actually, I think the working title was Wienered. I think that was the...
Rob, what about you? You got something you want to say you're sorry for?
I've got nothing. Well, there is plenty I want to say sorry for. In terms of, I've tried to be proud of everything I've done. I wouldn't apologize for anything I've done. I will, however, take this moment to apologize for my Australian accent in Pacific Rim. I swear to God I can do an Australian accent. I just didn't do it in that film. Everyone in Australia, whenever anyone comes to us from Australia and they go, oh, you're in that movie, good film, you were terrible. I'm like, I know. So if I could take anything back, it would be maybe just work a little harder.
Do you want to demonstrate now that you can pull it off?
Not particularly.
Come on, mate, let's go for it.
Oh. The gauntlet's been laid, brother.
Was that Australian as well?
It's horrible, it's rubbish.
I lived in New Zealand for a year, so I feel like I've got a good grasp on an Australian accent, but I just ruined it for that film. I mean, I watch it back and go, like, it just didn't sound like that when I was saying it, I promise, and I'm really sorry in advance. I do know. You don't have to keep telling me on Twitter that I did a rubbish Australian accent. I know it wasn't good, but the film was.
All right, apology accepted. Mr. Durand, how about you? Anything? Anything?
I would like to apologize for a show called Once Upon a Time that I did Monday through Friday. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I played Pinocchio, a singing Pinocchio, a 6'6" singing Pinocchio, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I subbed in for Aladdin. And it just kind of didn't look right.
Can we Google this?
This is not the ABC.
No, this is not the ABC Once Upon a Time.
No, this
Although
is...
I would watch that.
This is the Ontario place in Toronto, my first paying gig. I got paid $40 a day to do 3 shows a day. Oh. And a lot of kids were terrified to see such a ginormous Pinocchio come at them. And then they were like, okay, there's no one buying tickets. Go outside and try to bring people in. And I think I made many, many children cry. And the sweeter I try to be, it just didn't work.
What did you have to sing?
Let's begin at the beginning with Once Upon a Time. And then it was just like this scary thing. Pinocchio dance thing. And I know probably none of you have seen it, but it was before YouTube. But I'll be doing a show later on. It's like at my hotel.
$40 a ticket.
Yeah, $40 a ticket. No, that's it.
All right, Michael, what about you?
It's probably a list. I did a movie years ago called Live Virgin.
Oh.
And it was like a Romeo and Juliet type thing, mobster and porn industry guy. One of them had a son, one had a daughter. Anyway, I played a gay porn star, which they insisted we go do research on.
Naturally.
Honest to God, true story. So Ron Jeremy was going to take us onto a set. Don't worry, I get it. It's not going to get bad. Too bad. So apparently the men who work in the industry don't get paid like the women, so they have a lot of straight men going to gay porn because that's where they make the money. This story's not going to end well.
Did it start
what else, Michael?
So, yeah, no, not really. So this is what we're sorry about, right?
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
So we were invited onto a set, and we watched people work. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be careful. And they were doing this particular scene, and my wife had said to me, she says, when you get home, you're not coming anywhere near me. I thought, all right, that's fair. So I go and I'm watching these people work, and I watch this guy work for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some research right there.
I don't think I came near my wife for about 2.5 weeks after that, because I could not even partially replicate. Let me back up. It was not gay porn that we went to go see. I couldn't even come close to what that guy did at work, which was supposed to translate into my leisure time. And somewhere floating out there is a picture of me, well, a film of me, running around in Daisy Dukes.
You can't find it on the phone? You can't?
I'm sure I'm giving you a moment.
I don't particularly want to Google this.
He's working on it down there. And work boots and a leather vest.
Nice.
Change my mind. I do want to Google this.
I can't wait until I'm your age and I have so much to be sorry about. I'm 25. I haven't messed up that badly yet. Like, I'm sure it's coming. Don't get me wrong. I'm a screw up. I'm sure it's down the pipeline. Don't worry. It's going to be something really bad.
Trust me, every one of these stories you're hearing, when we got that call, you got the job, we were like, yeah!
Of course.
Yeah!
That's what
Not
makes it all
so
the more
much anymore.
shameful later. That's what makes the shame really stick.
Exactly.
All right, one last. Sam, what about you? Do you have
God,
anything?
I can't follow that. That's priceless. I did a film that hopefully will never see the light of day. Not that it was terrible. I really enjoyed myself on it, but it was called Young Alexander the Great from Macedonia. And I met the lovely Lauren Cohen, who's in The Walking Dead.
Yes.
So I made some of my best friends there on the show, but yeah, it was horrendous. Everyone had this stomach bug. We were filming in Egypt, and every day it was just filled with very unhappy British actors all sweating and running to the toilet every 5 minutes.
Oh.
So don't go see it.
I'll still take that over Michael's experience.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up.
All right. Unlike women, men really aren't ever asked if and when they've ever been treated like a piece of meat. When was the last time you experienced sexism in the workplace?
Just 5 seconds ago backstage.
I've already apologized for that.
We all want to apologize.
Wait,
Oh my God, I feel great about myself right now. Thank you, guys.
Jordan, what happened backstage?
Literally nothing. I was lying, like through my teeth.
Rob, you want to start? I know you want to start.
I mean, yeah, it does happen. I'm not going to lie that I haven't been put in some really awful positions. But I remember when I was first starting out and I had done barely anything, and a very, 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 very immensely powerful figure in the industry asked me to do some charity work with them. And I did. I do a lot of that, and I was happy to do more. And after that, I was put in some very, very uncomfortable, awkward positions, and I kept on being like, dude, look, I'm not interested in that. Let's just be friends. I don't want to be rude. But and they would put me in circles where, they'd introduce you to agents, they'd introduce you to superstars from around the world, and they'd be like, this can be your life if you do this. And it went on for a long time, and it was complete harassment. And if, I understand the fear that people have about coming forward about something like that, because especially as a man, you feel like you should be able to handle a situation like that. But when you're a young kid in this industry, you often can't. With me, it culminated in me finally going, okay, and going over to the house and then grabbing that person by the neck and saying, if you ever contact me again, I'm going to break this.
Oh.
And I was 22 then, and bigger than I am now. So it was horrifying. I've never let myself get put into that position again, but it was actually terrifying to see how easily it happened. And it happens every day, over and over. And I'd be very surprised if everybody on this panel hasn't had a similar experience with somebody who
Kevin, what about
tried
you?
to do that.
You're nodding.
I feel left out. I don't know if people are just scared of me or my experience was through the young lady that I moved to Hollywood with. And this fella said he was a manager and he was gonna, turn her into a big old star. And he took her out to dinner, and he started to explain to her that he could only represent her if he was hot for her. And then he put some money across the table, and then he said that his car was in the parking lot, and she came home and she was really hurt by it, and I completely lost my mind, and I called him up, and I never heard from him again, and neither did she, because I just didn't want him talking to her anymore. I mean, this is something that happens all the time. It doesn't happen to giant Sasquatches like myself very often, but
be my friend.
But yeah, I experienced it through someone else's perspective.
But, you know, I feel like it can be more pervasive. Do you know what I mean? Like, we always, when we think of sexism, immediately we think of sexual harassment, but I feel like it's way more pervasive than that. And it's very subversive, and it's tricky with men.
It's blackmail. In a lot of ways.
And it's also, and not just in a sense of sexual exploitation, but like the mythology of the man, that men are either manly or they're not. There's no wiggle room in terms of gender. Like if you were to make a list of all the qualities that men have and women have, no person in life would completely conform to one side of the list. There's always some crossover, but there's a pressure to be a certain way, look a certain way, act a certain way, and I think it's just silly. It's really silly, and I also feel like, oh, thanks, and. Yeah, I think the mythology of the man is just ridiculous. It's got to stop. And that's another thing that Hollywood in particular is really bad in terms of sexism, is really bad about exploiting. And I don't know, I just think there needs to be more room for men, all different kinds of men. Men who, or not just men, non-binary gender. Like the whole, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the cisgender stuff, but it's not just about being a cisgendered man. It's about being a fully multifaceted, multidimensional man. I think we need more of that. I'm looking to exploit more of that, not just the other.
Sam, Sam, what about you? Because I know that the gals have fun, you know, asking you about, do you go commando under that kilt? But does it get to be a little much when you have to answer those kind of questions all the time?
You know, I think it's always in jest, and I certainly, you know, don't mind a little bit of teasing or fun. But, you know, sometimes you can get a little too far. And, yeah, next time I'll wear
Well, because it's reductive too, right?
But, yeah, it can go too far, I guess. There have been occasions when, not myself, but Graham McTavish, one of the other fantastic actors on the show, he had someone lying on the floor trying to look up his kilt. And I don't know, I think that's maybe taking it a touch too far. But, yeah, it's you know, in my perspective, it's a bit of fun, and I think, you know, we just don't want to cross any boundaries.
I'm sorry, I kind of made it heavy, didn't I?
No. It's because, you know, that comes with the assumption that all men are just constantly sexual, always looking for sex, all the time, always.
I think what you said, absolutely, like, you know, the reason we're acting.
Which is a complete and utter lie.
Also, as an addendum to that as well, I mean, I've had similar situations happen with very powerful women too. It's not just, you know, men aren't the only perpetrators of this crime. You know what I mean? It's just, it's power that is the perpetrator of this crime, and those of us who, you know, have dreams, find those dreams exploited by people who can grant them.
Well said.
And that's scary.
Well put.
Yeah.
Hey, if you have any questions for this panel, you want to talk about sexual harassment, maybe ask about porn, we will start lining up right now, okay? I want to line it up. We got to line it up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how Michael's thing isn't sexual exploitation in some way. Oh, gosh.
All right, tell me about your most awkward, or if it's not awkward, your sweetest fan encounter ever. Awkward or sweet fan encounter? Let me start with you.
We do these conventions on weekends. I think probably mostly everyone on the panel probably had an opportunity to do one. If not, I will, where we meet fans that not different than this, where it's more one-on-one, where we actually talk and get signatures and photos. And there's this one family that keeps visiting with their son Justin, and he has multiple sclerosis, and you can just I can't explain how you see the light in this kid's eyes when he comes and visits us. And that just transfers directly to see that no matter what you're doing, whatever the project is, if it's some sort of History Channel, you know, biopic, which is, you know, teaching history, changing lives, or it's some sort of throwaway, what we think entertainment, just fluff, we have the opportunity to affect lives in ways that we're not even aware of when it happens. And when you see that come back to you in the form of somebody coming to visit you, and from something that you have done or you are a part of, you're able to bring that much joy and affect them in that way. You know, I'm sitting here talking about some kid that no one knows. If you turn around, you look at this hall. This hall is full of 7,000 people who are affected by what we are doing up here for you, and every panel that's been here today. That's huge.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, for that.
Thank you.
Because it's about you guys. It happens often, and it's just there's so many moments when when it comes back to us. And we're very, very, all of us are very grateful for it.
Zachary, what about you? Any awkward or sweet fan moment? Fan encounter?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sure, there's a lot of awkward ones and there's a lot of sweet ones. But I just want to kind of keep running on what Michael was saying because it's, you know, the arts is a very interesting thing. I think that, you know, there are a lot of other vocations in the world where it's, you know, you pay for a service, the service is done, and it's very clear that mission has been accomplished. You pay a plumber to come and, you know, fix your plumbing, and you pay them, and the plumbing is fixed. It's a very clear-cut kind of linear thing. And the plumber knows that their service has been done or whatever, you know. But in the arts, and especially, by the way, when you're, you know, theater's a little different because you get a response immediately. And there's a symbiotic relationship between you and your audience. You know if you're failing them. I mean, it's pretty clear. If they're not laughing at the jokes, if it's a comedy, if they're not quiet, if it's a drama and people are talking, you know that you're not connecting with them. But television and film are very interesting because you make it kind of in a bubble and you don't know. You don't ever, you know, unless you go to conventions or you go to a fan meetup or something, you don't know how it's affected somebody. And so it's very, I think it's very important for us to connect with fans. I think it's very important for us to hear that because that is the feedback that we need to have in order for us to be better at our craft and to know what we are serving or not serving a certain demographic. And, you know, when somebody comes up to you and they tell you that, you know, for example, when I was doing Chuck and somebody told me that, rock and roll, I love you guys. But, you know, having fans come up and tell me that their father had passed away a year before and they hadn't seen their mom smile for a year. And then they started watching Chuck and they started seeing their mom smile. And then the whole family unit started getting together and watching a television. They didn't really hang out normally otherwise, you know, but there was this one show that brought them together and it moved them and it meant something to them. And I mean, that's what gives us as entertainers, as artists, that's what gives you purpose. It gives me purpose. So it's those moments that are the sweet moments, yeah.
Let's hear from some of those fans because they're waiting in line. Let's start with you. Go ahead, girl.
Hi, my name is Coco, and my question is for
Coco,
Sam.
you have a fan page over here. That's fantastic.
And by the way, I was there when the woman was on the floor in front of Graham.
What?
But my question...
It was you!
No, it wasn't. My, last week I had an opportunity to drive through New Galloway and looked at the landscape. So when you were younger and obsessing or role-playing about King Arthur or Robert the Bruce, how have you brought that to the role of Jamie Fraser?
I got this one.
What a great question.
Wow, yeah. That's, so you're alluding to, I was brought up in the southwest of Scotland, and I am just very fortunate to be playing this character that is returned to Scotland, and I've been away from Scotland for, you know, a good many years, and so just to rediscover, you know, my home country, to rediscover, like, the stories and music and culture that I grew up with, but didn't really appreciate at the time because you're young, and I guess that's what we do as actors. We use everything around us, and it's been really rewarding to go back and hopefully sort of transfer that across the screen so you guys can fall in love with the country as well.
All right, next gal.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hi.
Just want to say thank you. You guys are all amazing. And thank you, Entertainment Weekly, for bringing such wonderful eye candy.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Don't take offense.
I know.
Now that is sexism. And I liked it.
My question is, you know, we're all here, all these diverse people who enjoy, you know, a certain thing like, you know, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Or Star Trek. You
Yeah.
know, Game of Thrones, whatever it is. What do you guys come here for? Is there anything that you like to geek out on?
Oh, yes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I knew that would get a reaction. It always does. Buffy, Fringe, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yes. Everything. I don't know. The list is forever long. I don't know.
Zach
There's too
Levi's wiener, mainly, is the thing.
Wieners. I definitely want to get wienered
We
next
have
year.
to go see that movie tonight.
Oh, God,
There'll be a screening, an on-demand screening.
We could do a double bill. Your show.
The Strain. The
Double
Strain.
feature, live virgin and wiener.
Come on. Rob, what do you geek out about? Come on.
Oh, man, you know me. I geek out over everything. I mean, I'm a massive Warcraft player. I'm obsessed with Star Trek. I'm obsessed with Mass Effect. I like comics. I mean, I saw every episode of Chuck twice. I mean, I'm the lucky guy who got to go from there to here. I've been walking the floor for the last 2 days, spending hundreds of dollars. My favorite thing that happened, actually, was I found a whole bunch of Pacific Rim toys that I didn't have. And I went, ooh, how much is that? And they went, aren't you in the film? And I went, yeah. And they went, full price.
I mean, with that Australian accent.
That was it. Now, if you would have sounded better.
I mean, I love everything about Comic-Con. It's my favorite place in the world. And, there's a reason for that. As the great Will Wheaton once said, and he paraphrased it, he said, being a nerd is about loving what you love and not apologizing for it.
Yes.
And that's what this is about. We love what we love, and we love each other. We're here because we love Walking Dead, and we love everything Zach does, for God's sake. I mean, we love Outlanders and The Strain and Orphan Black, and we love Star Trek and Star Wars, and we love Warcraft. And we like San Diego. It's okay.
All right, let's sneak in another one. Okay, dude in the red shirt, go.
Oh, cool. I'm the dude in red shirt.
Red shirt.
Yo, guys.
You're going first, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be a part of the landing party. Do not be on the landing party.
Don't worry, I work.
Captain, I found something interesting.
This poor guy.
So this is pretty cool because my girlfriend and I totally bonded over Chuck and Southland and Pacific.
You got
Rim
a strong girl there.
Oh yeah. And Pacific Rim was the first action movie we watched together, so that was dope. And Cudlitz, thanks for representing lefties everywhere. Thanks, that's awesome. My question is, so as you guys do your movies and your shows, what point do you decide you want to go further with your stunt work and when you drop the hard no on stuff?
Jordan, let's start with you.
Wow. Did you say you'll start with me? Sorry, I think I just hallucinated. Here's what I will say. I enjoyed kicking in that door so much. So rewarding was it to feel like I had superpowers. And because who doesn't want, let's just be honest, who doesn't want superpowers? Of course I do. I would love to do more stunt work. I just have to find a vehicle for that. My hiatus is from March until...
Michael, what about you? Talk about your stunts.
I'd say, not to kind of talk for everyone, but I think I'm going to sort of talk for everyone. I think we all want to do as much as we can at all times, and we rely on our stunt coordinators to pull us back when it is not safe. And we need to realize that we are needed for the rest of the episode, the rest of the season, the rest of the movie, the rest of our lives, with all of our body parts and our faces intact. And there are people who get paid to take those risks and are good at taking that risk and are so good at taking that risk that their risk is actually minimized. They keep us safe. We're going to push and try to do as much as we can at all times because it's fun. It's a blast. Yeah. But you need to stay safe.
Agreed.
Agree.
All right,
and
next
as I get older, I want to do less.
Have you ever said you could do something to get the job and then got there and been like, I can't do it? Like horse riding.
Must have all
oh yeah, I
done
can
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Like fire a bow and arrow, yeah, easy. Yeah.
Australian accent.
Oh.
It's never going away.
Dude. Poor Rob. Okay, next person. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jill, and I'm here with my sister today, Karen. And,
Hi, Jill. Hi, Karen.
Wait, is that person behind you asleep? What is that? What the hell is that?
Oh my
I
gosh.
do, but hey, you know what? Sometimes people need to sleep through really
All right,
entertaining
fine.
panels.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I was curious.
Oh, come on, leave her alone. Or him, I don't know, I can't tell.
I was curious what your dream role would be to play, if you are playing it, or if there's something out there you would like to try to do.
Oh, wow.
Barry Allen or Wally West for me.
Honest to God, a country music star in a biopic. I don't know why.
Oh, that's a good one.
Conway Twitty, maybe?
Conway Twitty?
I don't know, yeah, that's not a good one. I can't think of anyone. I'm like, Kenny Chesney. I don't want to play Kenny Chesney. Nobody wants to play Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney. That was so...
Kenny Chesney doesn't want to be Kenny Chesney.
That's a lot of hate.
I liked you and
Hank
Tequila,
Williams.
too. Hank Williams, what a great
Hank.
one. Yeah.
You could be Hank.
I would do that.
Pretty sure
That's
Tom
terrible.
Hiddleston just did that, yeah. I think he did. Kevin?
My dream role?
Yeah.
You know, it's really weird. People ask me that, and I don't really have a dream role. I just, to tell you the honest truth, and it's so cheesy and so corny, but every time I get a job, it's a dream role. It's like the fact that I get to bring life the characters that, and there's all these, amazingly talented individuals all around us that are helping us live our dream as actors, and we actually get to make stuff that you guys get to watch, and then you come to places like this and you cheer for us. It's like the coolest damn thing. I couldn't have dreamt this up. And so every role that I get to play is my dream role, and I thank you for watching everything and coming out and doing it. Thank you.
Every answer after that is gonna suck now.
Sam, do you have a dream role?
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I want to go to space. I want to do something. I want it to be in Aliens. I love those movies and that franchise. That's awesome. I'd love to be in The Walking Dead, please. That'd be very nice. Thanks very much.
Oh, that would be cool.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, make it happen.
Wait.
I'll bring the accent.
I got to get the chick with the book on her head. Go. What do you got there?
Hello.
Oh, my.
Great balance.
That's stuck on?
Thank you. No.
Oh, wow. Nice.
That's magic. Expelliarmus.
So,
Well done.
so my name is Megan, and I'm an artist. And Jordan, you play a wonderful artist in Orphan Black.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to know, what's your favorite artist? Because mine is Andy Warhol and Jackson Pollock.
Oh, wow. That's so funny you would ask me this question. I know so little about art, but I had someone, I was talking with someone about what I would like to do for season 4. And this person gave me a couple of harsh criticisms, and one of which was that she really didn't believe that I knew anything about art and that I was an artist, and that, yeah, it was tough. But she gave me some really great advice, which was that I should bring because I'm not a visual artist. I tried once, and I burned that canvas. It does not exist anymore. It was so bad. I don't know what I was attempting to do, cubism or something. It was awful. But acting is a form of impressionist or expressionist art. It's both. And the artist that I happen to play is an expressionist painter. So if I take everything that I know about my work as an actor and I bring it to this person, then hopefully more of that visual artistry will register. And some of that process has been just going into art shops. Like I was in an art shop in Dublin recently, and I saw all of these amazing local artists' work, sketches, like pencil drawings. There's a guy who sells movie posters that he has drawn with pencil crayons at the Melrose Trading Post in Los Angeles. He's there every Sunday. They're the most incredible. I bought 2 of them. I haven't hung them up yet, but I'm just trying to expose myself to local artists' work. So I don't have a name. Like there's some artists that I really love, and architectural designers. Like when I saw the Basilica in Italy, it was gorgeous. What am I saying? Somebody cut me off here.
I am. Okay, I will.
All I can say is I'm making an effort to learn and educate myself more about art history and whatever I can.
All right, one more question.
Yay! Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Nerd HQ.
Oh, look at that hat.
It's a pleasure to spend this afternoon with such intelligent, talented, and fine-looking warriors and moderator. Hi, Zachary. I love Nerd HQ. I had the most amazing time last year dancing the night away at all your parties.
Thanks, I'm glad. I'm so glad you come. This girl knows how to start a question.
Okay, sorry, and the question. So, about warriors. Some of you have already answered this question, but for those who haven't, have any of you had any fight training before getting your, kick-assness on screen? And have any of you gotten into a fight off screen?
Ooh, let's go with the off-screen part first.
I'm gonna go on record here saying that probably the English and Irish dudes on this panel have had more fights than the American dudes on this panel.
Sam, what do you say? What do you say, Sam?
And we won every one of them. I was always a bit of a, as you guys call it, a pussy.
Or pacifist.
No,
or pacifist.
To be honest, when you're a tall guy, you probably had this as well. You know, people don't tend to go for you because you're tall and they think you're pretty hard.
I find the truth is opposite.
I find the
I think
opposite.
they go straight for the big guy.
I find that when I'm in a group, being the big guy in the group, they always go for me first.
Well, and if they've seen your work too, they're like, oh yeah, you think you're a
That
badass?
Aussie guy.
No. I'm saying no.
No. He's
stop
saying
it.
because people assume that he
think,
is a badass.
They say, oh, you think you're a badass, huh? I'll take you.
They're like, oh,
That's
so
the
you
thing.
can fight in real life.
No, they're not trying to beat you up over the. We left the accent thing a long time ago.
Nah.
We're past it. No, but seriously, I've had people come up to me and say, oh, you think you're a badass? Let's go. To which I say, yeah, let me buy you a drink.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
No. It's not over, pal.
Guys, thank you so much. Let's go out tonight. Let's go find Wiener. Go to Amazon.com. Where else?
Let's go out tonight.
Let's do it. Thank you, Brave New World, EW. Bye,